Hi, my name is Ann Truesdell, and I am the librarian at BCS, and this is my dog, Leia, and today I will be reading to you from Gordon Korman's book, Restart, which is our 2019 community read. I will be reading Chapter 2. Chapter 2, Shoshana Weber. Starts with some chat messages. Shosh, 466. Hey, little bro, wanna smile? JW Piano Man, question mark, question mark, question mark. Shosh, 466. Alpha Rat took a header off his roof and almost killed himself. JW Piano Man, by almost, you mean Shosh, 466. Sorry, still alive, but supposedly messed up. Just got out of the hospital yesterday. JW Piano Man, any chance Beta and Gamma Rats fell with him? Shosh, 466. Nope, solo performance. Don't get greedy. Smiling yet? JW Piano Man. Now who's being greedy? I exit messages and call Joel because I'm worried about him. I always worry about him. He's my younger brother. 14 minutes younger anyway. But if the thought of Chase Ambrose falling off his stupid roof onto his stupid head doesn't bring a smile to Joel's lips, then something is seriously wrong. Besides the usual, I mean. Hey, he answers. Even in that single syllable, I can pick up the discouraged tone in his voice. He's angry and homesick, and who can blame him? It's not like going away to boarding school was his first choice, or even his 20th. Is Melton getting any better? I ask, almost afraid to hear the answer. That's Melton Prep and Musical Conservatory in New Britain, Connecticut. What can I tell you? It's exile. I don't argue with him. How can I? Joel's a talented musician who belongs in a place like Melton. But that doesn't change the fact that he'd still be at home starting 8th grade at Hiawassee if it weren't for what happened. How are the other kids? Okay, he replies without much enthusiasm. All losers, just like me. I'm probably not going to get picked on if that's what you mean. There are no pickers here, only pickees. That bugs me. You're not losers. You're there because you're winners. You have talent. There's a reason why I can't live in my own town, and it has nothing to do with playing the piano. It's Alpha Rat, and you know it. If he fell off a skyscraper instead of his own roof, I'd be on my way home right now. I have to let that pass because it's the bitter truth. Chase Ambrose and his 2 disgusting friends hounded my poor brother out of town. The thought of it amazes me, even though I saw it happen. I still can't figure it out. Chase isn't Darth Vader or Voldemort. He doesn't have the Force or dark magical powers. And yet he, Aaron Hakimian, and Bear Brodsky made Joel's life so miserable that my parents had no choice but to find him a school in another town. We tried to fight it. My dad spent so much time in the principal's office that it would have made sense for him to leave a change of clothes there. But nothing could be done about the bullying. Most of the time, there was no way to prove who was doing it. A random foot tripping Joel up in a crowded hall. A shoulder rammed into his chest that sent him sprawling. Sorry, man, didn't see you. Dog poop pushed in through the vents of his locker, his clothes mysteriously disappearing from the changing room to be replaced by a rabbit suit. When a science project wound up smashed or a painting ruined in the art room, it was always Joel's. On the night of the talent show, when the fire alarm was pulled, it was during Joel's piano performance. It started with just Chase, Aaron, and Bear. Eventually, though, it spread. The other kids, well, they couldn't help but notice that every time someone was making a fuss or protesting, stuffed into a locker or mummified with toilet paper, it was my brother. Before you knew it, Joel was the school victim and the school joke. His life was practically unbearable. Who do you blame? The principal? Dr. Fitzwallace did what he could, but most of the time there wasn't any evidence. Sure, he could make the occasional try. There was this time Chase chucked a lacrosse stick at Joel's bike and the butt end got jammed in the spokes. Joel went flying over the handlebars and wound up with a sprained wrist, a black eye, and a nasty scrape along his jaw, stretching from chin to ear. There were plenty of witnesses to that one. Excuse me. Dr. Fitzwallace was all set to throw the book at Chase. A long suspension, the works. The school board overruled him. They agreed it was wrong to throw the stick, but insisted that Chase couldn't have predicted it would result in serious injury. The real reason was that Chase was the town sports hero, and the son of the last town sports hero. Chase's dad had a lot of admirers on that board, and my family didn't. The only time anyone was able to pin something on those three idiots, it had less to do with my poor brother than the fact that it cost the district money. At the big open house in May, Joel was invited to play piano. He's by far the best musician around here, even if none of the other kids appreciate it. Anyway, Chase, Aaron, and Bear planted 6 cherry bombs inside the school's baby grand, timed for the middle of the performance. I can still hear Joel scream when the first big firecrackers went off, splintering the wood of the piano. I think that's the part of what makes him such an irresistible target for the Chases of the world. They know they can always get a reaction out of him. After that, Joel couldn't even walk down a hall without a bunch of football players making fun of how scared he was. We were all scared, but it's only Joel they remember. The irony is that the case against Chase and company had nothing to do with the attack on my brother. No, it was the damage to the piano that got the administration upset enough to bring in the police. The juvenile court judge sentenced Chase, Aaron, and Bear to community service at our town's senior citizens' home, as if the elderly deserved that. You'd think that Chase would leave Joel alone after that. It would have made sense, but sense has never been an alpha rat quality. So my parents found a new place for Joel, because as long as that bully was around, my brother would never be safe. Joel's probably right that if Chase had fallen off a skyscraper instead of just a roof, he'd be able to leave Melton and come home. Sometimes I feel like I should be up on that tall building, pushing Chase over the side. But that would make me no better than him. And I am better. Everybody is. The night before the first day of school, my dad always used to take Joel and me to Heaven on Ice, which is one of those self-serve frozen yogurt places. Even though Joel and I are twins, our dessert strategies are totally opposite. I get vanilla yogurt with just a handful of chocolate sprinkles. Joel prefers a thimbleful of yogurt and 99% toppings. It's a competition to see who can load up the most weight. I don't want to go this year. Come on, Shosh, my dad wheedles. It's a tradition. All your friends will be there. Not my best friend. He gives me a sad smile. So you and Joel are best friends now? When he's home, you two fight like cats and dogs. He should be home now. I know Dad's trying to help, but I'm determined to be miserable. We've been over this a million times. This is the best thing for Joel. Whatever the reason he's there, he'll learn to love Melton for the music program. In the end, I let him talk me into going. Mom and Dad are worried enough about my brother. I don't need them stressing over me, too. It's weird to be at Heaven and Ice without Joel. I see Hugo and Mauricia, and the first question they ask is how Joel's doing. The way they say it, it's like he's been shipped off to the moon, not Connecticut. I don't want to deal with the whole sob story again, so I changed the subject and asked them about camp. They both went to sleepaway camp this summer. Right when Hugo was telling me about his life and death struggle with a pup tent, I spot him. The jerk. The worst person in the world. Chase has a few small cuts and bruises on his face, although nothing like what I was hoping for. His left arm is in a sling, but that's about it. He's standing in front of the row of yogurt dispensers with a timid look on his face, like he honestly can't decide what flavor he wants. Isn't that classic? The kid who feasted on Joel, chewed him up and spit him out, can't make up his mind between strawberry banana and rum raisin. Too bad they don't have poison. He must feel me glaring at him, because he glances up and catches my eye. He looks right through me at first, which is insulting enough. And then he does something so horrible that I can barely believe it, even from the likes of him. He casts me a shy smile. All the anger that's been building inside me since Joel left for Melton rises to the surface like magma. Before I have a chance to think about it and stop myself, I stalk over to Chase. I get right in his face and tell him, "You've got some nerve grinning at me after what you did. You stay out of my way or you'll be sorry." I take my beautiful vanilla yogurt with chocolate sprinkles, dump it over his head, and sweep out of the store. My father's in conversation with one of the other dads and almost misses me storming past. "Done so soon?" he asks. Then he looks back inside and sees our family's archenemy, dripping frozen yogurt and sprinkles all down his face, dabbing at himself with a soaked napkin in his one free hand. "Car's around the corner," Dad mumbles, hurrying me away from heaven on ice. He's embarrassed, sure, but maybe also a little bit proud. And how do I feel? I thought there was nothing Chase could do to make me madder at him than I already am. Now I stand corrected. Every time I think about it, my blood boils a little bit hotter. After all the bad history that went down between him and Joel, I swear he looked at me like he'd never seen me before in his life, like he hadn't played a starring role in destroying my family. So that is the end of Chapter 2 of Restart, and we'll have another video for you tomorrow. Have a great day.